Joining me now is James Pindell, political reporter for the Boston Globe. He's been covering New Hampshire politics for 25 years. James, thanks very much for coming on the show. Appreciate it. All right, so you aren't totally buying my theory about the Democrats propping him up and now paying a price for it. Tell me why.
No, both things are true. You can make your argument, and many people agree with you, that Democrats need to may be worried of what they reap what they may sow in this case. But at the same time, the strategy was to have someone who would be the easiest to beat, and there's no question of any of the potential candidates or the potential those who actually did run that Don Bolduc is the easiest person to beat. Republicans agreed. There was a period where he was the only person running until Chris Sununu, the popular Republican governor, decided last November not to run. And people didn't say, oh, we could run with Bolduc. Republicans were like, we cannot let him run. So then suddenly all these other people got in the race. So it was bipartisan in the state that he was the at least electable Republican running, and somehow he got the nomination.
All right, so let's be clear. Let's be clear then, again, because most people aren't following this race all that closely, right, around the country. Hassan then sounds like a pretty terrible candidate if what you're telling us is that just about any other Republican would have been further ahead against her right now.
Look, I mean, Maggie Hassan, while she was elected twice as governor, we only have 2-year terms, by the way, in New Hampshire, she was only elected to the Senate by 1,000 votes. She entered the cycle as the most vulnerable Democratic incumbent in the Senate around the country. Her approval ratings have always been around 40, not 50. And that's why Republicans were salivating at this seat. And so many Republicans eventually got into the race. And yes, I believe that if any other Republican would have run or become the nominee, that they would be up 3-4 points. It's still a swing state, it's still a tight race, but it wouldn't be the situation we have now.
Let me play another piece of sound from the debate between Bolduc and Hassan. This is number 3. This is an effort by Bolduc to tie her to Joe Biden's failed policies.
She is so tied to Joe Biden that they become one person. They do the same thing.
Is that what's resonating, do you think, for New Hampshire voters?
There's no question that Joe Biden has been an anchor around the neck of a lot of Democrats in the state. In fact, Democrats may have a very bad night. New Hampshire, again, is a swing state. Obviously, she could retort that he is basically the same thing as Donald Trump, and that's what she has done. We are in a situation in swing states where this is about the base, particularly in midterm elections. Independent voters or undecided voters tend to vote less frequently as they do in presidential years. It's about driving out your base. And so if you're scaring the other side, that's fine. But yes, Joe Biden has consistently, while his numbers have ticked up in New Hampshire, he's consistently around 42, 45, 43%. So there's no question he wants to bring that up.
Let me now, because this is always interesting to me, right? In all the swing states, you have the Democratic candidates distancing themselves on one thing or another from Biden. Oh, I don't like the way he did the student debt plan. But here you have Hassan distancing herself from Biden on Afghanistan. This is number 4.
I disagreed with the administration and its decision to set an arbitrary deadline for withdrawal from Afghanistan, as I disagreed with the previous administration when it set an arbitrary deadline. And I have supported an investigation to hold the administration accountable.
So what's the current betting there in terms of who wins this one?
Right now, Don Bolduc has the momentum. What's amazing about the moment we are in right now is that despite the fact that Maggie Hassan has been this vulnerable for so long, people were calling her lucky. The fact that she has led every single poll for 2 years, except now. Now is when he is, there was one poll showing him with a 1-point lead. This race is obviously statistically tied. It's a dead heat. He's the one with the momentum. And there's no major moment now until Election Day that could probably change that.
And there was a moment in the debate where they were both asked what world leader they admire. And this is one of these gotcha moments that the media loves, right? The media, oh, look at this one. But I don't know if the public actually cares that much about it because it wasn't a good moment. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.